test for audio, testing for audio. Doesn't seem loud enough. Okay, we can do that in post. Thursday, October 11th, 2011. Mr. Spock said, having is not the same as wanting, and pining for something can be even sweeter. To yearn for something and work to make it happen is the greatest joy of life in my experience. And for some unknown and random reason, what I got was so much more epically grand than anything I had envisioned for myself. When I look at these photos that I took at the end of my last season, when I was in the westernmost point of Western Antarctica, it doesn't even seem real that I was there, that I drove there in a Cat 95 farm tractor, pulling 45,000 pounds of fuel bladders and cargo. On the backside of pining and yearning is memory. I love how time sweetens everything, and it almost seems that the tougher and more stressful a situation is, the more deeply satisfying the memories of it are, as if doing something hard is really worth doing it on a level we don't appreciate at the time. I'm so glad there's a maniacal child inside of me who wants things and will keep me up nights on end trying to get my attention. Sometimes my life slows down, as it has now stateside, but the hungry one does not slow down, and I can keep it entertained and distracted, but eventually it wants me to keep churning forth with ambitious plans that keep me never really able to settle down. I was always very curious about people who wanted to have a family, and it seems that most everyone wants to do it. But I never, for one single second, wanted that, because the daemon spoke to me very clearly, very early and very clearly. It knew what I was cut out for, and having a children and a home was not a part of the plan. It has been very difficult adjusting to regular life after driving a farm tractor across the western Antarctic ice shelf. It sounds so unbelievably glamorous, and it wasn't. But it was such hard physical and emotional work that it was worth every minute of the grim parts. And the grim parts were very grim, almost too grim to speak about here. My biggest hope is that this time of homespun simplicity is just a surface act, and that the next big thing is brewing in the loamy depth of my being, where there seems to be some sort of perpetual chaos. Creative chaos. Now, no wonder I used to self-medicate. Self-medicating is intelligent if you're trying to fit into the straight world. Right in front of me, there is an interesting milieu, a different game to play, but I have to be on guard for settling for something as cheap and easy as pleasure. When the reward for working for your deepest heart's desire are pretty much indescribable, and there is no going backwards after that. This is entitled Letting the Hero Die by Paul Weinfeld. Leonard Cohen said his teacher once said to him that the older you get, the lonelier you become, and the deeper the love you need. This is because as we go through life, we tend to over-identify with being the hero of our stories. Boy, can I relate to that. The hero isn't exactly having fun. He's getting kicked around, humiliated, and disgraced. But if we can let go of identifying with him, we can find our rightful place in the universe and a love more satisfying than any we've ever known. People constantly throw around the term hero's journey without having any idea what it really means. Everyone from CEOs to wellness influencers think the hero's journey means facing your fears, slaying a dragon, gaining 25K followers on Instagram. But that's not the real hero's journey. In the real hero's journey, the dragon slays you. Much to your surprise, you couldn't make that marriage work. Much to your surprise, you turned 40 with no kids, no house, and no prospects. Much to your surprise, the world didn't want the gifts you proudly offered it. If you are foolish, this is where you will abort the journey and start another, and another, abusing your heart over and over for the brief illusion of winning. But if you are wise, you will let yourself be shattered and return to the village, humbled, but with a newfound sense that you don't have to identify with the part of you that needs to win, needs to be recognized, needs to know. This is where the transcendent life begins. So embrace humility in everything. Life isn't out to get you, nor are your struggles your fault. Every defeat is just an angel tugging at your sleeve, telling you that you don't have to keep banging your head against the wall. Leave that striver there, trapped in his lonely ambitions. Just walk away, and life in its vastness will embrace you. Cut.